Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, my name is Brittany. I talk all things beauty here on my channel, so if you're not already subscribed, please do so. I would appreciate it so much. So in today's video, I love eyeshadow palettes. Who doesn't? I have like a little addiction when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. So I thought, hey, it'd be such a fun idea to do a video where I look at all the brands, like all my favorite brands as far as eyeshadow palettes goes, and pick out my one, like my favorite, like if I could only keep one type of situation. Now some of these brands I only have one palette from, so it was an easy decision, but some like Anastasia, Pat McGrath, like I've got a ton, so it was a little bit difficult for me to pick only one palette, but I did. So I hope you enjoy this video. Just ignore this huge patch right here. I just gave my son a bath and it was like a tidal wave smacked me in the face and it created like this weird round patch. You know, we'll just like look from this angle. Okay, but I'm going to start with the queen of eyeshadow, and that is Miss Natasha Denona. My favorite palette from her is the gold palette. This is discontinued. Her website had a glitch a few days ago, and this bad boy was back. The Metropolis was back, but you couldn't check out, and I really was trying to get the Metropolis. As you can see, I'm a little upset, but yeah, this by far is my favorite palette. All of her palettes are amazing, but I just love this so much. It's like the neutral girl in me cannot, and these shades are so sparkly, but you can't get any more. But I have hope for the future since her website had a glitch. You never know. Next, let's talk about the other eyeshadow palette queen, the Pat McGrath Labs. I would definitely keep this if I could only keep one of her palettes. This is the Celestial Odyssey palette. This is one of her holiday palettes. Look how beautiful it is. Oh, you just get so much with this palette. This green right here, man, it is so beautiful. I don't know, I just love all the rosy tones. You get some neutral tones, some peachy tones, pops of blue. This palette's amazing, and this is what made me fall in love with Pat McGrath Labs. I love this palette so much. Okay, now let's talk about, because like, you know, we have some newer brands, we have some older brands, newer palettes, older palettes. Let's talk about the Norvena palette from Anastasia, Beverly Hills. I have hit pan in like over half of these shades. I love this so much. I've had it for so long. I use this palette every single day for months and months and months. This palette's beautiful. The quality of these shimmers are just so stunning. Like, I just can't. Every time I just need a very quick look and I just want to go into an Anastasia palette, I reach for this. I will go into the shade this one, and I'll just top it with one of these neutral shimmers and I'm good to go. So beautiful. This palette is so special to me. Oh, I just love it. I almost purchased it again when it was on sale, but I was like, girl, no, you've got too many palettes. Like, you don't need to do that. Let's talk about a newer, well, it's not a newer brand, but it's a newer palette to me. This is a Lunar Beauty. This is the Nude Prism palette. This is so good. The packaging is amazing, and this is what the inside looks like. I cannot, like, the neutral girl in me, just like, I can't take it. I love these beautiful, like how it's organized with the lighter tones, the shimmers, and the darker tones. The formula is amazing. It does take a little bit to build it up. Very blendable formula. The shimmers are very subtle. Like, you're not going to get like a crazy. This is the palette I have on my eyes today. It's very subtle but very beautiful. This is one of those palettes that it might not look the best like on camera, but in person it's just so beautiful. That's why I love this palette. It's stunning. It's just an everyday go-to perfect neutral palette. Let's talk about Miss Huda Beauty. So I despise her 9-pan formulas. I think it's absolutely awful, but her larger palettes, this is so good. I've hit pan in the shade Slippery that no one likes. I love it to use like an eyeshadow base. This is a romance dream. I love reaching for this in the fall especially. All the shimmer shades are so sparkly. The mattes are so deep and rich. I love this palette. It's such a good one. Now let's talk about, let's see, Colourpop, because who doesn't own a Colourpop palette? Like, everybody has to, right? Because they have so many. This is the Gather Round Sisters palette. It was so hard. I was almost going to pick Pooh Bear, but I just got that palette and I love this palette so much. So we're going to go with Hocus Pocus, and this is what the inside looks like. This color story is amazing. The formula is so good. This palette is so special to me. So of course, if I could only keep one Colourpop palette, I'm keeping this. Now let's talk about Glamlight. So I only have one palette from Glamlight. I do plan to get the Dirty Martini palette because I love greens. Oh, it's so beautiful. But I do have the Chocolate Martini palette. This formula, made me fall in love with Glamlite. The shimmers are so sparkly and the mattes are so rich and blendable. They're so pigmented. This color story is stunning. So definitely love Glamlite. I cannot wait to try more. So very similar to Glamlite, the next few brands I'm going to mention. I only have one palette from the brand, but that one palette made me fall in love and I can't wait to get more. So we are going to talk about the Hella palette from Odyssey in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. This palette, like, let's just talk about the packaging, how beautiful it is. And the inside, if you love bright tones, greens, fun pops, you can get a neutral look out of this palette. I don't believe that they have it anymore. It was limited edition, so I'm not going to talk about it too long. But something about these shimmers are so beautiful. I'm so glad that I tried Odyssey because now I'm hooked. I need more from the brand, but definitely such a good one. I'm so glad that I have it. Like this shade River, let me just show you. You know, every time I pair it with a different color, it just shifts. And like this shade double-sided, this multi-chrome, I cannot. This palette, the shimmers, they did an amazing job. Okay, Patrick Ta. I do not have his newer Major Dimensions Rose palette, but this is his original Major Dimensions palette. I love this palette. I cannot stop reaching for it. If I just need a very beautiful, fast, bronzy look for the summer, I'm reaching for this. I love the creams in here. He has one of my favorite formulas. Even like his bronzers, his blush, the palette, so good. I mean, it looks like a boring palette, but if you're a neutral girl, you're going to be in heaven. It's so good. Now okay, we have two more to talk about. Then the next two, man, I've been using so much. So this is from Nomad Cosmetics. This is the Paradise Islands palette. Look at this packaging. Look how cute. Look how cute this is, especially for summer. But I love sea turtles. I love the beach. Whenever I go to the beach this year, I'm taking this palette. I can't help it. It's so pretty. Look how pretty like these warm tones are. All these beautiful greens, the blues, the purples. This palette's fun. So fun to reach in for a fun pop. The formula's really good. Not much to say other than it's an amazing palette. Try Nomad Cosmetics because they are such a good indie brand. Next, it's last but certainly not least. I was saving the best for last. Y'all know, if you know me, if you watch my channel, if you follow me on my Instagram, this is the Adept Cosmetics palette in collaboration with Heather Austin. This is her baby. Man, she did such a good job. Look at this color story. Like, look at... Oh, it's just, I can't get over it. It's so beautiful. This is my favorite eyeshadow formula out of everything. Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona, you name it, whatever indie brand. This is so good. I am in love with this palette, in love with the formula, and I cannot wait to try more from the brand. The shimmers are so squishy and like multi-dimensional. They are amazing. Like, it will change your makeup game. If you buy this palette, like if these tones speak to you, you will be blown away. And I've had so many people buy this because of my recommendations and they have loved it. The mattes in here are so pigmented. Like the Lunar Beauty, Colourpop, the new Jaclyn Cosmetics palette, like those take a while to kind of get the pigmentation you desire. This, like right off the gate, similar to Pat McGrath, like you get like maximum pigment. So beautiful, but yet you can go in very light and you can get a very subtle wash of pigment, but so good. This palette is like my dream color story, so such a good palette. I'm so glad that I tried Adept because now I'm hooked. I'm definitely getting more, but those are all the palettes from my favorite brands. As far as like eyeshadow palettes go, if I could only keep one, those are the ones I'm keeping. Such a fun video. Please let me know in the comments what are some of your absolute favorite eyeshadow palettes from your brands. Let me know if you could only keep one, which one would you pick? Mine would be this one. If I could only keep one palette in my entire collection, I am keeping the Adept palette. I can't believe I would say that because normally it's always a Natasha Denona, but this really has stole my heart. I cannot wait to continue to use this. I've been, like, every time I do an eyeshadow look, I'm like, I just need to reach into the Adept just for one shimmer because it's so stunning. I'm telling you, if you have not tried Adept, give them a go. As far as me and my channel, I'm going to focus more on indie brands instead of like the mainstream. I will continue to buy mainstream, but I'm going to start focusing more towards indie brands. And when I say that, I mean independently owned. They're just so good. I can't help it. Like the brand owners are sweet. The formulas are top tier and they are at an affordable price. they're not going to mark it up to $120 something, if you know what I mean. And I do have an upcoming video. Spoiler, I have got 2 indie brands to feature, but I'm just going to kind of give you a teaser. This is my JD Glow Cosmetics. This is an indie brand. Look how beautiful. I'm going to go into the shade Unexpected, and I'm going to just show you how beautiful this is on my eyes. So as you can see, like, she's cute. She's just, you know, plain. I'm just going to show you how intense. I'm going to get follow everywhere because my finger is dry. I'm telling you, this can take any look from neutral to glam, and it just looks wet, dewy, and beautiful. How stunning. And I believe I got that shade for $6 or $7, but the pan size is so big. I'm going to have it forever. Oh, it's so stunning. And I just went in very lightly, but I'm telling you, if you get these wet, everyone will be like, what is on your eyes? But that's just a like a little sneak peek into my next video. But please let me know what's your favorite palette, what's your favorite eyeshadow brand, because indie has just stolen my heart. And by the way, I did get these on Amazon. They were $9.99 if you need a little magnetic empty palette. I do strongly recommend these if you have a small collection going. I hope everyone had a really good Mother's Day. We bought a pool, and my daughter, she is so excited. So that's what we're going to be doing as soon as I finish filming this video, because it's Arkansas and it's hot and you need a pool, girl. So I'm going to wrap this up so we can go swimming wherever you are in the world. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye, guys.